What are some of the biggest misconceptions that property owners have about property management?
Some people underestimate how expensive property management is. It can be expensive for the right properties.
Use JSJ Property Management to manage their properties.
JSJ is, I think, one of the best teams around.
What are some of the biggest misconceptions that property owners have about property management?
There's two main things with property management. Yeah, I would say the misconceptions that owners may have. One is that it's going to be cheap, I guess, and they have to make sure that they're factoring that into their budget, right? And these are on two completely opposite sides of the spectrum. So while property management can be expensive for the right properties, we have dealt with a lot of owners, say like a mom and pop owner, where they have 10 units or 20 units or 30 units, and they're so far below market rent that we're able to kind of have a property, bring it in, raise all of their rents up to market, and actually pay for ourselves. So, like I said, you have two different ends of the spectrum there, right? Some people underestimate how expensive property management is, so they need to make sure that they understand those and have proper expectations when they come into it. Other times, people don't do a very good job managing it themselves, and we could actually come in and find a lot of value to add and pay for ourselves.
Why do you at JSJ like to manage properties in Champaign-Urbana, number one? Why do you invest in Champaign-Urbana? And what are your overall feelings about the Champaign-Urbana real estate market?
Yeah. I think the number one thing would be the University of Illinois. I mean, college towns have always been so stable and predictable to a certain extent, right? I mean, through any type of economic downturn, whatever it may be, that's some of the most stable real estate that you can own and invest in, right? Because it is, especially where we live, I mean, we have a world-class institution here that literally attracts not only students from all over the world, but investors from all over the world. So it's just an extremely stable market to be in. And when you have an extremely stable market, your barriers to entry could be a little bit higher, right? But I guess to sum it up, that's why I like investing here. Why we choose to be here is because this is where our family is. So
The big thing that I like to talk about when it comes to investing in Champaign-Urbana is the college town and whatnot, but it's that this is one of the counties in Illinois that's still growing, right? Because of the University of Illinois, because of Carle Hospital, you have healthcare, you have education. There's certain areas in Champaign-Urbana that JSJ property management has said, hey, we want to make these a priority, that we specialize in managing these types of properties.
yeah. So I would say our niche is turning into, we're still a fairly young company. We've been in business for about 12 years now. And so, just the natural evolution of a company, most property management companies start off with single family houses, kind of like an investor does, right? It start off with single family houses and then you grow into multifamily. And so I would say over the past 5 years, we're starting to do more of a transition into the larger multifamily properties. And that's where I would say our niche is starting to become.
How are you able to build properties and actually get them to be profitable with today's interest rates and material costs?
Yeah. Um, I have a little bit different approach to that because I'm actually the general contractor myself on the properties. So, I mean, I've already got a little bit of a leg up there because I'm not paying a general contractor to do it. Other than that, it boils down to how much money can you put down on a property and what type of return can you get.
And what kind of amount do you put down on a new construction typically?
So even with me being a general contractor, we still put down 20 or 30%.
Okay. And that's on a 25-year AM, a 30-year AM?
Typically a 25-year.
Okay. And when you do that, are you just like, I'm breaking even the first 2 or 3 years while we get it leased up and kind of stabilized altogether, and there's lower long-term maintenance because everything's brand new?
It is, I mean, you hope that you're cash flow positive from the first year. Fortunately, all of our projects have been. I mean, I think I've always been one to run my numbers fairly conservatively. So I try to make sure everything's cash flow positive from year one, but you want to make sure that you're kind of building into your numbers, maybe some unexpected scenarios, right? I mean, maybe you're not 100% occupied when you open. We've been fortunate enough that every single project we've done, it's been 100% occupied the day that it opens.
Last question for you. Why should a local or non-local investor use JSJ Property Management to manage their properties?
Yeah. So we truly care about all of our owners. So, me and my wife Amanda run the company. My wife Amanda does a lot of owner communication, right? And she treats every owner just like she would treat me as an owner. Once again, going back to, we look at property management from an owner perspective. Not only that, the team that we have built at JSJ is, I think, one of the best teams around, right? I mean, everybody is very professional. Everybody understands what the goal is, which is to be 100% occupied, be attentive to work orders, be attentive to our tenants, and do the best job that we can. So
Awesome.